I want to know exactly what point in time that black men, what point in time in history or her story that black men stop liking black women and become so aggressive towards them and become so hateful towards them. I really would like to know that. Serious answers only.
Uh, Never, right? I think we can see a divide. We can see social media is interconnecting us more so where we really just go out and air our grievances on here and say, "Hey, I don't like this. I don't like that." And the algorithm says, "Okay, more people watch this, so we push it forward." Right? It's a self-sustaining, self-perpetuating cycle of negativity, but it's very easy to get caught up in that, and especially with our own individual experiences, we because a lot of stuff I see here, someone will just be minutes off a date and they didn't like the way it went, and they'll open up, their app, and then they'll begin to talk about it and how awful it was, and this guy, and they'll never really, even when they're talking about a specific incident, it's all of men, it's all of us, and we as the consumer look at it and say, what did I do? Right? Like, what did I do? I get on this. I get on here and I'm creating videos and I'm looking and say, do any of you like us? Right? That's the trap. That's the trap. That's the same thing this woman's saying. Right? Let's let her finish.
I would give my opinion on it, but I would like to wait and see what your opinion is before I give mine. There's an epidemic of black men that do not like black women,
Or is it?
and on my Facebook page, the answers are very eclectic, very eclectic, very thought provoking answers. You can follow me on Facebook, Sharnetta Floyd, Sharnetta Nicole. Should come up as well. I have an open page, so it should come up. But I want to know, at what point in time did men, black men, start hating? Because dislike or disdain is not strong enough. They have a nasty taste in their mouth about black women. And when did this start?
Again, I don't think we have a, a disdain or hate. We hate aspects of, what is propagated. We hate the sort of modern sort of culture, the almost delusion. We don't like that, but intrinsically we don't hate you, especially right if she's looking at Facebook answers, eclectic Facebook answers. That's a small sample size, right? But kudos on her to try to gather data. In that light, let's look right here. Right, we have married couples in the United States in 2010. Right, you got white husband, white wife, white husband, black wife. Right? We'll look at that. It goes on for Asian and such, but white husband, black wife. That's a 3.9%. Black husband, black wife, 95.4. 95.4. That's not hate. That's not even disdain. That's saying, okay, regardless of course of word, say the marriages don't really work. They don't really last, right? They collapse. Cool, right? But we're still attempting it. We're still trying it, right? And where that race loyal, and then the higher up you go in income, the more race loyal you'll see. Even when you're flooded with videos talking about swirling, when you're flooded with videos talking about how men don't like women, women don't like men, and this constant cycle perpetuates, we're looking at data. The data shows you, yeah, no, we get together with each other, right? Despite what you're being pumped out and what you're seeing, we tend to get together, even if that's dipping. Overwhelmingly, we tend to, couple up together. So you spiral into this thing of hate and thinking that this person doesn't like this person, and if we don't take the time to kind of step back and look, hey, what is actually happening here versus what are we kind of just being fed? I think it's doing us a disservice, and especially when we all have the ability just to go start looking stuff up, right? We able to get start looking stuff up, and when we continue to be wholly negative with each other and say, well, this experience with this person was awful, this experience with this person was awful, this black man did this, so the next black man is going to do it to me. You really just take yourself out the running, and most people just say, all right, I'm not going to deal with you. Right? What choice do I really have when all I get is negative feedback from you? You come into this already with a conclusion in mind, and then you start cherry picking for the proper answers that are going to prove that point. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time and put more. We like to highlight the how silly some of these things are today. Right? But I think it's to forearm, as this is a man's channel, it's to kind of forearm and forewarn men. I constantly say if you're around this type of behavior, right? If you're getting these type of women in your life that are talking like this, then it's time for you personally to elevate, to separate and elevate. You're not going to be able to talk to her and tell her, convince her of a point, because again, mine's already made up. Don't waste your time. Detach with love and say, I'm going to go off to better pastures. And in order to get access to better pastures, I've got to be better. That's all it is. Men, let me know what you think in the comments. Women, don't be shy. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.